I grew up being told not to cry, to suck it up, buttercup, to put your big girl panties on and soldier on. Feelings are for sissies. I think that this mentality served me in my younger years, and I think it still serves to some degree. But is this the best way to hit your goals? So, on today's episode of Weight Loss for Women Over 40, we're going to be talking about feelings are for sissies. So, hey there, welcome to the Weight Loss for Women Over 40 podcast. I am your host, Nikki T, and I am the person you call when you want to lose weight for the very last time without diets, gimmicks, or using something unsustainable. There is a simpler way, and I can for sure show you how to do it. So, inside my coaching programs is where we dive deep into what is actually holding you back from getting you the body that you want. My Jumpstart program that starts in September is perfect for you if you are ready to ditch diets, ready to have a much deeper understanding of why you do what you do or you don't do. And it's where you will learn not just how to lose the first 10 pounds, which I feel like the first 10 pounds are the hardest, especially when you've been doing this gaining and losing, losing weight for decades, but it also will teach you how to continue to lose weight after the program on your own, and you can keep it off permanently. So I am only taking 20 women who are committed to losing weight for the last time into this round. And these spots are getting snatched up very fast. So the only way to get into the group is to apply. So head over to Weight Loss for Women over40.net/group and apply now. All the links that I talk about in any of the episodes are always in the show notes, so don't worry about writing it down. Just go in the show notes or the description, and it should be in there. Or just go to the website, right? But the beauty of this fall group is I will be coaching you all the way through the holidays. Most women shy away from starting any kind of program over the holiday season, but I am telling you, you're going to be amazed when you're eating all your holiday treats. You're having fun at holiday parties because you have freedom around food, and all of your friends and family are going to be asking you, what the heck are you doing eating all those yummy foods and still losing weight? I know this probably sounds too good to be true, or like you have to do some crazy thing like 2 shakes and a healthy meal at dinner, or some other craziness that is out there in the diet industry. Not even close. So no, 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 no. If you've listened to me, you know my philosophy is no foods off limits. So because you're here on this particular episode, I'm going to throw this in. If you apply to the fall group between August 9th and August 16th and get accepted into the program and you join, on our application call, tell me you heard about this on this episode, Feelings Are For Sissies, and I will gift you an additional private coaching session. It's a call, it's a 45-minute call, just you and me diving into whatever you need tweaking on. So when you apply between August 9th and August 16th of 2024, once you are accepted into the group and then you join the group, I'm going to give you an additional 45-minute bonus private coaching call with me that you can use during the 12-week fall program. This call is going to launch you even more forward. You get a lot out of the group program by itself, but man, if you get the additional call, game on. So by the end of the group program, you will know exactly how to lose weight and how to keep it off in a sustainable way. You're going to experience freedom around food, especially at the holiday season, joy in your body, and a massive jolt of self-confidence. That sounds like something that you want in your life. Go apply right now. Go to weightlossforwomenover40.net/group. You can learn more. All the details are on that page, and you can also apply at the bottom of that page. Remember, if you apply between August 9th and August 16th of 2024, you have the potential of grabbing an additional coaching call with me if you are accepted into the program and you join. All right, so let's dive into today's topic. Feelings are for sissies. So I did a version of this episode a while back. And if you have been a longtime follower of my podcast, it has evolved over the years. It used to be called Shape It Up. And I got to the point where I kind of started pulling some of the episodes that I had done earlier because I didn't feel like it was aligned with what I was coaching on now, right? As you know, I talk about all the time that I did start with dieter's mentality, and I just kind of smelled a lot of dieter's mentality in some of the podcasts that I had done. So I pulled a lot of them, and Feelings for Sissy was one of them. But I wanted to kind of revisit and do a different version of this because I have evolved and I've learned a lot over the past couple years between leaving my marriage, going out on my own at age 50, experiencing what it's like to embrace healing and all the feelings that come with a huge life change. I think I can expand on this topic even more. So without further ado, Feelings Are For Sissies, Part 2. So I grew up being told not to cry and really to suck it up, buttercup. I mean, these probably were typical comments in the 80s, right? Maybe you've heard them. Also, put your big girl panties on and soldier on. And again, I think it did serve me in the younger years, especially when I was dancing professionally in the ballet company, when I started my own business, when I had kids. But if you're constantly sucking it up and never letting it out, I'm not saying in an unhealthy way, but like if you're never letting that out, you're going to implode. You're going to have some serious stress responses. Because a lot of times when you're just sucking it up, there's no exhale, essentially, right? You just keep sucking it up and sucking it up, just soldiering on and just until you can't take it anymore. So enter the F word, feelings. Were you thinking of another F word? When I really got into coaching and was being coached, everyone kept telling me to focus on my feelings first. What feelings are for sissies? I kept thinking. I had always prided myself for not being some sap who cries at everything. And no offense if you are, if you're that person that cries at everything, I don't mean any offense to it. I deliberately avoided sappy movies. And if it doesn't have a happy ending, I don't want to watch it. I remember my mom showing me Roman Holiday with, I think, Gregory Peck and Audrey Hepburn. Spoiler if you haven't seen it, but it does not have a happy ending. I was very upset. It did not have a happy ending. And it's not even about the movie. It was about because it was evoking a feeling from me that I didn't want to feel. So I also purposely kept people at arm's length for fear that they would see my vulnerability side and use it against me. I know now this played out in my younger years, growing up in a ballet company. It played out in my adult life as well. And so when coaches kept telling me that I needed to focus on my feelings, another F word kept popping into my head, followed by the word that. Right? Fuck that. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to look at my feelings. I didn't want to, no, I figured they were wrong. It can't be about my feelings. I just needed to do more. I needed to be more proactive, take the reins, steamroll through, like bulldoze my way through everything. I kept reverting back to my stoic, non-feeling default and getting the same results over and over again. The results that I did not want because I was so pissed off that no matter how much effort I put into it, I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. Or if I did get the results or the outcome that I wanted, it was fleeting and I could not maintain it. I begrudgingly started focusing on my effing feelings, right? And 10 years later, I am still working on this, but I can tell you this shit works. I am not the same person that I was before I started working on mindset. And thank God for that, because I would not be the coach that I am today if I had not gone through that. I cry at movies, sometimes not even sad movies. Sometimes there are tears of happiness and gratitude. Honing in on your feelings is like lifting weights. You lift, and then you start seeing muscle definition, or you slip into those used to be tight jeans. And it comes over time. You get better at it, and you want to do more of whatever got you those results that you want. The difference between lifting weights and understanding feelings is weights are tangible, right? I can pick up a weight. I can pick up a free weight. I can pick up a bar. Feelings, not so much. Very intangible. And what gratitude feels like for me may not be what it feels like for you. And how could you ever know? Because we're not living in someone else's body. You're living in your body. So somebody can explain to you how they feel, but you'll never actually know exactly how they feel, right? Because you just don't live in their body. So the irony is that even if you think you're not a feeling type of person, like I was, you are feeling something. And back in the day for me, it was usually anger. I'm talking a long time ago. Like in my teen years, I definitely remember I could totally feel anger. Again, especially when I was younger, like very much an Irish temper. Anger typically doesn't produce the results that are desired. I think anger can ignite something inside of you, but you can't sustain anger to get you to your results. And who wants to live being angry all the time? I know I sure don't. And I also used to struggle with that a little bit because I could see when I got angry, especially in the weight loss area, when I got angry, I got very focused and very laser beamed. This is what I'm doing. Right. But I couldn't maintain that anger, nor did I want to. I don't want to go around being angry all the time. Right. Because once you hit that goal and then you're happy, then what happens? Right? What anger are you going to stir up? So before I got good at this feeling stuff, I only thought there were a few feelings, like anger, like happiness, like sadness, like basic feelings. It's like, it reminds me of a crayon box. Do you remember the Crayola boxes? They were pretty exciting. You got the like 8-pack, you got the basic colors, right? The basic crayons. This is what I thought were feelings, right? Maybe 8 of them. But then they came out with like the 64-pack or whatever it was, right? With the little pencil sharpener in the back or the crayon sharpener in the back. I don't remember that. I do. But that's the equivalent of feelings, right? So I had an 8-pack version of Crayola crayons that I thought were my feelings, but in fact, there are so many more feelings. That 64-pack, I don't know if they had a bigger pack, let me know if they did, but there's so many different levels of feelings. And there's so much depth to different feelings. So here's what I recommend you start doing initially to focus on your feelings. So anytime you are triggered by something, aim to figure out what exactly it is you are feeling. Was it anger? Was it annoyance? Was it despair? Was it doubt? Was it unworthiness? Start by observing what you are really feeling. Then question, why are you feeling that? Ask yourself, is that what you want to feel? Sometimes you want to feel angry. Like take, for instance, if someone you love died, anger and deep sadness is probably something you may want to feel. If you didn't feel it, would question your sanity, right? You're not a robot though, right? I know some people that can compartmentalize their feelings. I do it sometimes myself, but your life is meant to be experienced, and that happens through feelings. When you look at a sunset, and if you're like me and get all lit up about sunsets or sunrises, you're feeling something. You're not just looking at the colors. Something stirs inside of you that makes you feel something when you're looking at that sunset. What if you're feeling angry and you don't want to feel angry? You get to change it. There is a process that is much more in depth that I teach my clients for how to make the switch. But for now, just recognize you have the ability to change that feeling. And Sometimes it's not always easy as like, well, if I'm angry, I'm just going to pretend that I'm happy. Not going to work. So now there are plenty of people in your life, probably very close to you, that will tell you how you should, quotes, should feel. And if you've heard me talk about should, then you know what I'm talking about. But you get to decide. You get to own your own feelings. You get to pick the feelings you want to focus on and experience. So let's do a little practice on feelings. Okay, so feel free to pause this podcast after each question. I will pause after each question so you'll have time to hit that pause button and then restart. So I want you to imagine or remember the last time you felt anger. What does it feel like for you? How about the last time you judged someone? What does that stir inside of you? Now imagine feeling relaxed. How does that feel? How does it feel being satisfied? What does feeling satisfied feel like to you? Do you want to be angry or judgmental? Or would you rather feel relaxed and satisfied? So I hope you did take a moment to pause and to ask yourself these questions and really see what comes up for you. If you didn't, come back to this episode and do that. Like if you're driving or something, come back to this episode and make sure you do that, okay? So now what does this have to do with weight loss? When you feel anger or resentment about your weight loss journey, it'll sound some version of like, why is this taking so freaking long? I struggle all week to lose 1 pound and then next week I gain 2. What the hell? You will never keep the weight off if these are the feelings that are driving your weight loss journey. You want to find out the real driving feelings that are propelling your weight loss journey, the ones that motivate or inspire you to keep going. And this comes from within. It's very internal. And this is going to be different for everyone, right? Again, going back to I can tell you what gratitude feels like for me, but you can't experience it because you can't like jump into my body, right? You can't experience those feelings that I have. So if you think you found those feelings, use them. Like if you found the feelings that you feel are motivating you and driving you in your weight loss journey, use them to get to your goal. If you aren't sure or you want help figuring out what it is that's going to get you to that leaner version of you, I can absolutely help you. A huge part of my programs is really clarifying what are you feeling and whether that is working for you and getting you the results that you want. So you can ask yourself right now, if you don't have the results that you want, something is in your way. Something is blocking you from getting the results that you want. Inside the group program, I walk you through this each week. You can go to weightlossforwomenover40.net/group and you can see exactly what we cover in all 3 phases of this Jumpstart program. Once you understand how to put all this together, your weight loss journey will be so much easier. Just a reminder, like I said in the beginning of this episode, if you apply to the fall group program that starts September 18th, 2024, so who knows how long this episode is going to be floating around, you can find all the details on the website, like I said, so you can see when it starts, all the things, the costs, the times, everything. But if you apply to be in the fall group and you get accepted in and you join, I will bonus you a 45-minute coaching call with me privately, just you and I chatting away, getting coached, getting down to what is actually stopping you from getting you the body you want. And again, not that you're not going to learn those steps in the 12-week program, but it's going to be on such a deeper level. You'd be amazed at what we can accomplish in 45 minutes with a private coaching call with me. So if that interests you, definitely head over to weightlossforwomenover40.net/group and apply right now between August 9th and August 16th and get that bonus call for yourself. All right, so that is it for today's episode. Make sure you subscribe or follow to learn more about losing weight simply and effectively. And stay tuned for next week's episode on powerful mantras and positive affirmations.